Hello, this is Gio, and hey, we got a TV right here. It's currently hooked up to my PS2, which is there. We also have a Blu-ray here, a little receiver, and PS3. I think there's even a Wii kind of tucked back here. But everything's kind of working right now. Everything's plugged in. But I do want to show you one thing. Now, this is a high-definition TV. Now, PS2 is an analog system. It doesn't do high definition, and I'm lucky enough, this is kind of an older TV, and so I have a lot of analog composite RCA kind of connection jacks, and this is the connection right here to my PS2. So I'm pretty lucky here. I could directly connect my PS2 to my high definition TV directly with these RCA connectors. Now for this TV I could also directly connect some HDMI cables along with some S-videos and some other different type of connectors. I especially got this TV because it has lots of connectors. I like the old school, I have a lot of old school, like even VCRs, and so I kind of like the old school connectors. But now I am kind of in the market. This is high definition, but I'm looking for a 4K TV. And one thing about the cheaper 4K TVs is you're sort of relegated to just maybe 2, maybe 3 HDMI connector plugs, and you don't get these analog inputs, and so you're kind of out of luck with regards to your older either gaming systems or even an old VCR. So there is a solution for that, however. And here it is. I picked up this Insignia RCA to HDMI converter right here, and I'm gonna kind of test this out today and see if it works. I have my PS2 connecting. I have a nice little Battlefront game, Star Wars Battlefront playing right here, and we're gonna kind of see what the difference is before and after I connect it directly to HDMI. Okay, here you go. It's out of the box, and here's the little converter here. You see the RCA plugins there. Here's the power cable connector. In the back is the HDMI plug-in there. And this right here, if you could see that, let's zoom in. There's a little switch here, which you can switch from 720p to 1080p. In general, what I've been hearing is for these analog systems like the PS2, probably just keep it at 720p. They're not really designed anyway for 1080. Yeah, you know, it may be sending that signal, but you're not going to get any better image just because it was never designed for 1080. So there you have that, and then we have the let's zoom out. We have the plug. It disconnects to the plug, and then a couple of little instruction manuals. One's in Spanish and one's in English. Here, let's open up one. And here you see right here the unit. Now it does say here the HDMI cable is not included, so you'll have to pick one of those up. Also the RCA cable itself, the PS2 system already has an RCA, but I'll have to go grab me an HDMI. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on, show you the image just strictly with the RCA cables, and then we'll go ahead and plug in this converter and see what it looks like after that. So I went ahead and plugged this thing in. You can see the cord right there, and it has a green indicator light right here saying the power is on. It's still not connected to the PS2. This right here, hopefully you could see there's some screen reflection here, but this is basically the standard RCA image, and you can kind of see the textures there of the image there, the surrounding. It's a pretty good image, and I'm kind of happy with this, but we're gonna see what it looks like with the HDMI converter. So we'll go ahead and plug that in next. In here, I'm going to focus in, if I could turn a little bit. Let's focus in on the texture here of this little rock wall and see what it looks like after we connect the converter. So here you go. I went ahead and connected the HDMI cable to the HDMI connector in back of my TV, and the composite RCA connectors are are there, and that connects to the PS2. And you can see it looks okay. Initially the screen was actually whiter. I had to readjust it to the 4:3 ratio. But just kind of looking at it, it seems a little bit darker, but actually right there it doesn't. So I think just that rock outcrop maybe looked a little darker, but the textures are pretty good. I think just maybe the little bit of shading on the rock outcrop is a little darker. Maybe it's just an angle, but the rest of it looks pretty good. It looks pretty darn crisp and very comparable to the RCA connector. Again, I think the original PS2 is, what is it, 420 or I forget what resolution that is. But so the 720 should basically capture all the details. And so this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this conversion. I probably couldn't tell the difference between them. Now I am going to come and hit the switch here, converting it from the 720 to the 1080, and see what happens when I do that. So I'm trying to get a good angle where you don't get reflection. So it's still at 720, and so I'm going to hit the switch right about now, see what happens. Oh, it kind of blanked out there for a second. I think it's converting the signal. Okay, and here's the 1080. So I don't see a huge amount of difference. Let's go ahead and switch it back to 720. And there you go. Actually, 720 seems a little darker maybe, and I'll do it one more time. Yeah, they're pretty comparable. So there you have it. It is fully converted to the HDMI input to the TV. So so if you have these kind of TVs where you don't have an actual composite plug-in and all you have is HDMI, well, these little converters can solve your problem. Now they're not cheap. I think I got this one on sale maybe for, I think it was $25. I think they range from $25 to $35, or even more expensive, I think. So try to get them on sale. They're not cheap, but if that's your only option to play your old time games or plug in your old VCR, well, there you have it. So I hope this video helped you out, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.